What's up everyone, my name is Kelsey, welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing a game. So today my brother is here, Derek.
Hello.
And we are going to play another game. Last week I posted a video where we did the first line challenge. It was terrible. If you want to watch it, I'll link it up here. Today I'm making Derek guess the plots of books based on their covers. It's going to be a good time. Derek actually reads, so he might not be terrible at this, right? You think?
I think I'll be alright. As long as maybe there's some good art on it.
Yeah, I really like this because like my day job, graphic designer, so it's fun to see like if they're any good at conveying what the book is about. So I'm gonna pick some books. I have to pick stuff you haven't read yet and that I haven't told you about. I told you what all the genres and all these shelves are, so you kind of already have a hint.
Not pay attention to weird red.
You want the cat face blindfold?
Probably. Probably safe.
The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling.
Okay.
Be as specific as you want.
Well, there's like a hand, and he's got some kind of glove, like futuristic glove on. Maybe some numbers or letters on it. Definitely something to do with the dead. Just from the way it's looking at it, like he's like crawling up from something. It looks like it's underground, so maybe there's something to do with the underground, being in a cavern. Like, pretty sure about that. Don't know how much I can.
That's actually pretty accurate. So this is about Gear Price, who lies her way onto an underground caving expedition. It's sci-fi, so it's set on another planet, but it is an underground caving expedition.
Wow.
That is exactly what it's about. Good work. Let's go with this one. Oh, I should show you. Autobiography by Christina Lauren. Tell me if you know what these are in advance.
Okay. Alright, so probably a biography, I'm guessing, based on the title. It looks like they're on top of a book that's opened up, and there's like a small city and some mountains in the background.
Where do you think they are?
I don't know. Maybe like Nevada.
Interesting guess.
Yeah, it looks like they are holding hands, so it looks like they might both be guys based on the way they're dressed. So maybe there's some like small town drama and that kind of thing. Gay couple, and they gotta
Gay couple in Nevada, notoriously
small town.
notoriously conservative state of Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd I do?
Not terrible, because I mean, I've seen a bunch of these videos before, and some people do this book, and most people don't even notice that it's two dudes. And like literally, it's called Autobiography, so like that should be a hint.
So not bad.
Not bad. So this is about Tanner Scott, whose family moves to Utah from their more liberal home in California.
That's my second guess.
And they move into this community that's Mormon and very conservative. So Tanner is bisexual, but he goes back in the closet when he moves to Utah.
Makes so much sense.
Yes, and he decides to do this like senior writing seminar at his high school, and the college freshman that comes in to mentor the students, they have like a little romance that goes on. So yeah, not bad. I guessed this book like 3 times in our last game, so.
Alright, so there's a girl, brick wall. She's leaning against it, pretty hardy way, so she's probably pretty tough.
Oh,
maybe she.
Probably like show them the book.
That's what I was talking about. So she's probably pretty hardy, or will be at some point, because she still has to do the manning up. Probably inner city because of the brick wall. It's just a wild guess. She looks pretty tomboyish based on the haircut, so she probably is getting a lot of crap for the way she wants to be, and she's got to man up about it, and in a proud way, of course.
Okay, so it's been a while since I read this, but so this is about Pen, or her full name Penelope, but she doesn't go by that, and her family is very traditional and conservative, and they want her to be like the girly girl, the traditional gender stereotype female, and she's just not. So this is about her coming to terms with being herself, and also the way her friends interact with her, and how they figuring out that she doesn't want to be a boy, she's just a little masculine and still being female at the same time. Also, there's a romance with another girl. Okay,
Alright,
here.
I'm good at picking 'em.
Oh, wait. The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal.
So, possibly some space travel based on, there's like some Earth diagrams and sciencey looking stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sciencey.
A couple people, I would say that these people are exploring space and their job is to like navigate it, probably basically draw a map for space.
Okay, interesting.
I feel like I wasn't so close with that
No,
one.
I feel like maybe the cover doesn't do a great job conveying what this is about because it's like an alternate history set in the 1950s where a meteor has hit Earth and causes like an extinction level event on Earth, so it really pushes the timeline for space travel up because they need to evacuate the planet in order for the species to survive.
Okay.
So this is about, but it's about a woman who was a pilot in the war. And she wants to be the first female astronaut. So right now she's a calculator, which is what they called mathematicians in the 50s before there were like actual computers.
Calculators.
Right.
People had to do that job.
Right. Poppy War by R.F. Kwan. This is pretty
Definitely.
abstract cover, sorry.
I'm gonna guess older time. He's got a bow and arrow. She's got a bow and arrow. She's got a bow and arrow. Probably has something to do with fighting based on that. It's called the Poppy War. Probably has something to do with poppy, maybe the drugs, maybe people really like poppy.
Got no guesses on the plot? You want to make something up?
I bet they're going to war and he doesn't want to.
Okay.
It's just like the poppies aren't worth it.
So, no. You are right that there is Poppy and there's war, as the cover suggests. But it's about Rin, who's a girl who grew up in a shitty small town that's kind of, the drugs have kind of taken over and like torn it apart. She lives in poverty. So there's this elite military school that's for like all the rich kids, you know, but every year there's one scholarship that they give out, so she studies to take this test and wins the scholarship so she can go to this elite military school, and she wants to go to war.
Oh, okay.
She wants to be in the battle, and she wants to prove herself that she can be just as strong and just as good as any of the rich little shits. But that's like the first third of the book, and then they actually go to war, and a lot happens. It's like, it's a lot. Actually, I've heard it described as like a villain origin story, and I believe it because our main character is not a good person. Okay. Last. I feel like I don't know if this is the best choice. Well, we're gonna go with it.
Alright.
This is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Have I told you about this? Okay, it's one of my favorites, so I want to double check. I hate these covers a lot, but let's see. I think
Okay.
it's really ugly.
Yeah, I don't like it. So there are some Raven boys, and they probably have powers of some sort, like maybe like real powers, or maybe they like can reincarnate themselves or something, or maybe they can like turn into ravens. And it looks like they're part of a group. They got some patches on their suits, so maybe they go to school or something. Maybe it's got something to do with a school or some type of organization. And it's probably corrupt. And these kids. These kids. How did I do?
Continue. Okay. So, The Raven Boys is about 4 boys. They all go to this private school called Agley&B. So you were right about that. And the Agley&B logo is the raven. So the Raven Boys. And this is about, oh my, it's so hard to describe what this is about. This is a terrible choice. we read from all their perspectives, so all of them are main characters, and then we have a new main character, Blue, who is a girl who has sworn to stay away from boys in general, and Aglian boys specifically.
Those Raven boys.
Yes, those Raven boys. And she meets them one day at her job and somehow gets like tangled up with them, and then suddenly they like make a friend group, all 5 of them. But okay, there's like a lot going on here. So Blue has been told since she was young, because she lives in a family of psychics and she's the only non-psychic in her family, that when she kisses her true love, he'll die. So on the first page of this book, our main character Gansey, she sees him in the graveyard on St. Mark's Eve, which means he'll die within the year. And then she meets him in real life. Yeah, so that's how they meet each other. It's so hard to describe what these are about because they're about like 18. Like there's so much going on. But see, now I've only talked about Blue, but also Gansey is searching for Glendower, who is a dead Welsh king that they suspect was buried in Virginia, and there's a myth that if you wake Glendower, the sleeping king, he'll grant you a favor. So it's like Gansey is gung-ho, die hard to find this king, and he's a super nerd about it. He collects texts, he has like associates in Europe that he talks to, he has like mountains of dictionaries and encyclopedias to search through, and they're trying to find ley lines and stuff, so there's lots of magic. There's no corrupt institutions, sorry.
Damn.
Okay.
There almost always is.
I feel like overall you did pretty good though. Like a solid 5 out of 7.
Awesome.
Okay. I feel like you guys didn't get my 5 out of 7 reference, and I'm pretty bummed about it. No? Alright, well maybe the internet will get it. So, I post book-related videos every Wednesday, so if you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to keep talking, you can find me on Twitter at Kelsey Reads or Goodreads at Kelsey Lynn Reads. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.